stopped. We stopped. Where we stopped?
Listening.
Yeah. So we finished listening, yeah, and now we are supposed to do speaking task. Yeah. So page what page? Page 57, right?
Yes.
Okay. Choose two of the following statements to debate, then divide into groups. Half the class will agree with the two statements and the other half will disagree.
So we have to choose two statements and
Yeah,
we have
I
to
think,
agree and disagree on them.
yeah, that's right. Which one would you like to choose?
Okay, peaceful protests are the only one that works.
Okay, and my statement will be companies are too concerned with market share and growth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we must agree with one statement here and disagree.
I think we should choose controversial opinions on these topics
Yeah,
because we're supposed to debate.
yeah, definitely. Okay, so I guess that if you chose the the peaceful what? Oh my God, I yeah, peaceful protest. I think you are for it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will be against then, yeah. So because we have to debate, and then I will be for companies that are they too concerned, and you will be against it, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, and we have to prepare the debates, yeah, some ideas.
Mhm. Interesting. Okay. I didn't really participate in debates. We had like few lessons for this topic during my translator course,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure. Okay, let's try.
Yeah, let's try.
Talk about. Okay,
Uh,
I'd like to talk about the peaceful protests. So the phrase is, so statement is that peaceful protests are the only ones that work. So in order to prove that point, I want to share some ideas on peaceful protests and on other protests like riots. So there are two types of protests, peaceful protests and riots. So why why I think that they are working. So they really work. The first one is that peaceful protest works because it reminds us we are not alone, and that gives us hope. So as for me, we know sometimes it's easy to forget that you're not alone in your thoughts because of the propaganda. We see only one point of view, and it's not easy to find something else because it can be punished. It's not really safe to say such things. So you think that all the people think the same, and there is no reason for you to protest.
mhm.
But if you see that there are some people who support your point of view, it's easier for you to join this protest and also uh, change the current situation. Okay. Number two, peaceful protests work because it's a way for ordinary people to be heard. We know that riots mostly supported by military forces. So, in order to achieve it, you need to gain some power, money, and other things, and it's difficult to do for ordinary people. But as an ordinary person, you can go to the street, to the main square, and to show that you are against something. Yeah, and that will be your peaceful protest. And reason number three, uh, peaceful protest works because it captures people's imagination. We work in the society which the social media and news are the most important thing, and you can try to hide it, but you still can see that people are there, even from another city and from many kilometers away. And you can see that the same point of view is shared among not only the citizens of so people from one city, but also the people from the whole country or from the whole world, depends on the problem. Yes. And also I want to share some ideas, sorry, some examples of peaceful protests that worked, and we can still see the influence of them. So the first and the most famous and the most important as for me is suffrage parade. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's about women who try to protect their rights. Their slogan was to ask for freedom is not a crime. So they were peacefully protesting in 1913, and they were speaking about political equality and political participation. Uh, so it was a peaceful act and it worked because the results of this thing we can see right now. Number two, it's Montgomery bus boycott. Actually, I have never heard about this one, but it was against racial segregation because, as you know, during the period of racial segregation, when okay, slavery was canceled, but still people didn't get the same rights as they were supposed to. So they had separate seats to sit, separate bathrooms, toilets for colored people. They were like written like that, and so they but they sat on the seats not for them, and that's how they showed their point of view. So they did the same in the cafes, for example, and in many other places, and again we can see that it worked. So and there also were the protest of one, it's the last one for me, the Salt March, when Gandhi,
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad
Mahatma.
Mahatma
Mm-hmm.
Mahatma Gandhi. So led a peaceful protest against Seoul, and so the main reason was the independence from British, so Great Britain, Great Britain, and they just traveled through the whole country with other people just to gather salt and to uh, attract attention to the problem. It didn't work at once, but still it's influenced the people opinion and later led to freedom of India. And also at the end, as the last reason, I wanted to add that probably the peaceful protests are better than riots, because we can see that the influence of riots is much quicker, but then you see that the power or reign of people who gather it by force doesn't last long. The most often consequence of this thing is that they have another riots like year later or 2 years later or maybe much later, but still it's happening because it wasn't like natural flow of thing. It was something made by force, and it won't last long because the politics or like the president, whoever gathered the power, doesn't have enough support of its citizen or people. So the result is the same. Then we have natural or like peaceful protest, and that's how it goes. So that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Okay. So thank you very much for your really interesting and proved speech. But I would like to uh, I would like to stand on another, how do we call it? I would like to stand on the other side
Mhm.
here. So I'm sure that peaceful protests are okay in principle, but in my opinion, I just think they are unworkable. Um, uh, so, and now I'm speaking about our country, because while you are peacefully protesting, you can be just jailed and nobody is going to listen to your protest, and nobody is going to even understand what you meant by your signs that you hold in the street, or nobody is going to find out if nobody is going to um interest uh, in what you are trying to say or propagate. So you are just the easiest thing for you is just to be maybe fined or something like that. But the more probable outcome of this is that you are going to be jailed at least for like 2 weeks. So you said that riots they have a quicker effect, and I think in our country this is one of the most this is one of the most crucial um, most crucial how to say it, um, reason maybe to have it. Yeah, because if you don't do something quickly, you like it's like the rule, beat or you will be beaten. So yeah, this is something like that. um so
Okay, yeah, I understand your point of view. Okay, if we stopped with the discussion of the topic, I mean
uh-huh,
the statement, I
yeah.
absolutely agree with you because I disagreed on this topic from the very beginning. So yeah,
Okay.
total support.
Oh, okay, yeah, so maybe in some
Yeah.
democratic countries it might work, and but
Mhm.
I'm not sure that in our country it's anyhow possible.
Yeah, for
It's
example,
like now. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for example, while I was searching for the information in during the reign of Nazis, there was a protest, White Rose Resistance. So, uh, they were also protesting against the ideas of Nazis, but six main members of the group were arrested and beheaded, and it was not successful. And there are a huge amount of examples of these things. For example, Gandhi was also arrested, and it wasn't like the quick influence. And in many, many countries, you can see that they were either, oh, for example, in China in 1989, the same, there were protests, like 10,000 10,000 people died, and it's like the smallest amount. And Chinese government still doesn't, oh gosh, how to say it, doesn't confess, not confess, but So they say that it's not their problem, so it wasn't because of them.
Maybe they refused the guilt, like,
Yes, something
or
like
the
that.
allegations, refused
Yeah.
allegations.
I read something like that, and also about the Iraq. Many Iraq people from Iraq were against invasion, and
Mm-hmm.
they still have their troops there. So that's
Yeah,
nothing has changed.
I feel really sad that we now are comparing our country with China, with Iraq, with Nazis regime, and so on and so forth. Yeah, this is really something went wrong.
Yeah, and the phrase is the current Chinese government does not acknowledge the killing.
Wow.
Mhm. Acknowledge the killing. So yeah, that's it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, well, so my topic is
Mhm.
companies are too concerned with market share and growth. So, and I'm for this statement. Well, first of all, let's look at the definition of company. So, company is an organization that sells goods or services in order to make money. So, the main aim for any company is to gain profits. Um, as without profits, it would be meaningless to continue pouring money into it. And in pursuit of this goal, companies are ready to do anything. I mean, companies' top management. Yeah. For example, they may use cheap labor, sometimes children labor, of people from underdeveloped countries who are ready to do their job almost for nothing and work in unbearable conditions. Then, if we speak about marketing campaigns, they usually are very aggressive and they are targeted on our weaknesses to make us buy products that we might not need and that might be harmful for us. So we are bombarded with emails and messages promising the discounts, promo codes, etc., and like making us spend more money. And moreover, the volume of production is usually much higher than consumption rates, and it's growing all the time because to maintain low production costs, companies have to manufacture the products in huge amounts. Um, but as I said before, consumption rates they are much lower. They are usually much lower than production rates. So the extra products they are usually just thrown away. And there are a lot of examples of, for example, of clothes companies that just throw away new clothes that they had produced because nobody bought it. So, and of course, this leads to a huge damage to the environment. And despite the fact that many companies they take part in different conscious, green, and other things like that, like programs, I'm sure um, that the harm that they do to the environment is much higher. And so to prove, yeah, and now I would like to get back to the point of, oh, okay, so like not to get back, but to prove maybe my point.
Mhm.
So there is a really famous thing connected to fast food companies because when McDonald's was first opened, uh, many fast food companies then started to open after McDonald's, and of course, people and um, so top managers and like executives of different companies, yeah, and different entrepreneurs, they were interested the uh, why the this food was so popular, and people bought it like more and more and more. The reason was that, and so they conduct some researches, and these researches showed that in such food was a unique mixture of fats, sugars, and like salts, and this taste influenced our like taste receptors, yeah, in some specific way, and it made us want this food more and more and more, and also together with the fact that usually this food was produced of really cheap products, usually modified somehow, it so the researchers, they found out that it in the future it might have a really bad influence on people's health, but nobody stopped doing this, and they just added like cola and other sweet fizzy drinks to the menu to make people like to make people drink these fizzy drinks, and then after that feel hunger faster, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so this is, I think, one of the brightest examples of how companies don't care about the customers. They just care about how many products and how much services they are going to sell. So this is it.
Okay, so uh, okay, I understand your point of view, but I also wanted to add some ideas to contrast your opinion and maybe to prove that maybe there are some things that they care about. So, for example, you said about the bad working environments and that it's good for a company because they used it. Yes, I agree that in some companies the situation was like that because we know a lot about Chinese factories and other things, but I think that bad working environments influence the quality of products because tired worker can create something good, even if it's a factory. So now manufacturers try to make the situation safer in order to achieve the better quality of products and to make workers work for a longer period of time because again it's really difficult to find a new trainee because you have to work a lot with HR and then you have to teach them how to do these things, how to work with it, for example, some safety principles and other things. And the when you don't work but you study, the company loses a lot of money because of the maybe the factory doesn't stop, but the less people work for it, and that's the bad influence. So uh, that's why it's important. So it costs money, and also the bad quality influence the opinion of customers and the reputation of the company. I think it's the main reason right now, at least for the big companies, which if they if their reputation is undermined, they can go bankrupt because people will just refuse to buy their things. And also about the care about their workers. Oh, sorry, I don't know what's happening with my background. I'm sorry. So the company cares about their workers because they can, because of the law, they have to give them like some benefits like maternity leave, health insurance, and many other things. For example, if you work in a harmful environment, for example, with toxic things, and for example, even when you work at school, you have this money they give you to go to the place where you can rest. So additional money, or for the pills, drugs. I mean, not drugs, but pharmacy. Yeah. So I think that some companies still right now are trying to achieve more of these things. Of course, in I'm sorry, one second. I don't know, 1 second. Of course, later it's going to influence their rates like market shares and growth, but for now they still care about their workers and customers, because again, it will influence their selling rates. So yeah, my reasons is that they care about their reputation, is the first thing, and the second thing, they care about their workers because it's cheaper for them to keep them than to find new one, teach them, keep them, and again find new one. And if the environment is bad, so workers won't live there for a long period of time. So that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I could agree with you. But only in terms of really maybe affluent brands, because of course, if companies they do all of this, yeah, they pour money into the workers' education, yeah, they pour money into good working conditions and so on and so forth. Usually the final product costs a lot, yeah. So and we can't say we usually can't call these products and services affordable for most of people, yeah. And so most of ordinary people, they just don't have access to such products of such good quality, yeah. But if we speak about just regular mass market, yeah, no matter which sphere we are talking about, I think, yeah, this is still like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I understand. But actually, again, if we are not talking about the proving my points, I totally agree with you.
Okay.
So it was rather difficult for me because I didn't agree with any of the points, and it was like, try to say at least something to prove your points.
Okay, yeah,
Actually,
but I think this is a really nice exercise. Yeah, so even if you don't agree, like, yeah.
yeah, you still have to try to prove it. Yeah, to like to make a warm up for your brain.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so well, we have like 10 minutes left, and I think it's let's not start the video. I think I will send it like just a homework, yeah, because it's not really necessary.
Mhm.
But I have an interesting thing. Oh my God, I lost it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a language pattern. Ever, whatever it means. Um. So here we should translate sentences to our language.
No.
Yeah, so and then we will close the initial phrases and we will try to translate our sentence to the to back to English. What is backdrop actually? I don't know.
Mm,
It's like disadvantage or what?
yeah. Okay.
Backdrop. A large piece of
Large
cloth
piece.
with building countryside painted on it hung at the back of stage during a performance. I think it's
Like a
something.
background for a theater.
Mm-hmm. It comes against a backdrop of ever increasing tension.
No, it's something not like that.
The view behind something, the general situation in which particular events happen. Their love affair began against a backdrop of war. It's like на фоне войны, на
Mm-hmm.
фоне чего-то.
Okay.
Interesting. Hmm. Actually, I'm not sure about to be committed to something. Committed to peace. Maybe this one, to promise to do something and to promise that something will happen.
Yeah.
If one is committed to a religious outlook, the first option is ruled out. Okay. Or maybe like предан чему-то. Like if one is committed to a religious outlook. Okay. Okay. So are you ready?
Yeah, let's continue.
Okay, so I suggest that I think we already did something like that once, yeah. So I think we can read our Russian sentence, yeah, and like the other one is going to translate this sentence.
Mhm. Okay, let's do it. But I have to finish at 2 o'clock exact. Okay,
Okay. I think
but
so.
we have
Let's.
2 minutes.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, 2 minutes. So yeah, at least one
Yeah,
sentence.
so let me start. Они вбухивали деньги в очень экстравагантную рекламу.
So they have been pouring money into ever extravagant advertising campaign.
Мгм. Yeah, ever more extravagant campaign.
Ever more. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So oh my God, but I forgot to close there.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Прошлый год был лучшим за все время для Just Drinks.
Mhm. So last year was Just Drinks best ever. The best. No, best.
Ага, yeah, best ever. Yeah, okay.
Мгм.
So,
Так, и все же это Так, тут очень сложно. И все это происходит во время того, как напряжение находится на своем пике.
So something like it's happening. Oh my God. Вот эта вот фраза. О боже.
Мгм.
It's happening at the backdrop of against, там было что-то against. It happens against the backdrop of ever tension. Ever increasing tension. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's okay.
It comes against the backdrop.
Ага, так.
Okay.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, stop. Yeah, we'll finish. So yeah,
We
bye
will
bye.
see the same next time. Okay, thank you a lot.
Yeah. Bye bye.